Hi, hello everyone. It's day 4. It's a strange feeling saying that because I haven't yet bitten the bullet and actually put these on YouTube yet. So I have 4 days of videos kind of stacked up so that I'm not going to fall into overwhelm over the 30 days. But we'll see. I'm kind of feeling more and more excited about this because I know that it's really good for me to have a regular, consistent creative practice. So I've just come to the studio, been in for a swim, and it was just lovely. It always makes me beam going into the cold water, and so I feel really refreshed. And what I thought I'd do when I came in here, I found this picture that's needing an eye. And it's, as far as I remember, that's a painting of my niece Kira, who's in this picture back here, which I'm going to look at when I'm painting the eye onto this one. So I have that as a reference, but to be honest, I think I can kind of remember. I've done so many eye paintings. Here's one actually. Ta-da! That's my eye on the cover of that Sky Arts book, and behind me is this kind of product placement here, isn't there? Behind me is that painting of Mo Mowlam that I did years ago, and I'm really excited because the National Gallery in Ireland have got in touch. The curator there has asked if, has kind of opened a dialogue about possibly exhibiting it there or having it in their permanent collection, which would be really an honour. And I think Mo would kind of want to be on show in Ireland somehow. Okay, so the eye, right, I'm going to head into painting something in the area of the eye here, and of course I forgot to put the blessed thing on a board, so I need to get a board now that I can stick it onto. Here we are. This is a half done painting of lovely lake, so I'll put that there, and the tape, yeah. Jesus. Right, I think you're still there. Oh God. One of these days I'm going to be so fully prepared and you get an awful fright. I'll actually have everything organised, ready to rock and roll. Alright. Right, because that was a fair catastrophe. I'm still trying to find them. Oh, for God's sake. Do you know what I'm looking for is the masking tape. I'm just going to use this piece here. Alright. Remembering to breathe. And I guess in a way, I'm hoping that this carry on will let you know that nobody really has it sussed in the end. They were all just doing our best. Right. And, just to, I guess the main thing really is to show up and do some sort of thing. Now, I don't know if that's a very good angle there. There we are. Okay. Right, we'll hope for the best. And I still have almost 10 minutes, which is kind of what I'd recommend. And there's the fucking masking tape then, like 10 minutes is about what I'd recommend for you to kind of commit to every day, if you can. I mean, you don't have to do every single day, obviously, but it is good not to break the chain if you can. And it means that you might just do 2 minutes or 1 minute, quick pencil sketch of a leaf or an eye in the car mirror or whatever it is that feels easy enough for you. Make it easy. As James Clear says in his book, Atomic Habits, whatever it is that you want to develop a habit in, then reduce the friction on the way to doing it. So make it as simple as possible. And he says if you're planning on taking up yoga, simply put your mat out every day for 30 days. Just roll out a yoga mat. and you're already developing the identity of somebody who does a spot of yoga, and eventually you'll do something on it. Okay, so finding the two directions of the eyebrow is one of the first things I'd want to do when finding the position of the eye. I'm going to kind of create the landscape within which the eye is going to sit. So that was a mixture of Van Dyke Brown and ultramarine blue. And now I'm going to use the cadmium red, which looks like that, and the sap green, which looks like that. You see those? Yeah. And those two colours together are going to give me a colour like that I want to apply in there where the eye meets the bridge of the nose. And I'm going to put the same colour in here, and maybe even with a bigger brush, I'm going to apply that colour up into the forehead, at least on the shadow side. Yeah, let's see. And I feel like putting some alizarin crimson into that. The alizarin crimson is the darker of the two reds that are on my list of colours. If you want my list of colours, just get in touch. Use the links below. This is Aine Doyne coming to you for 30 Days of Art with Aine, take 2, because we did one in February, and I just found it a lot of fun taking part in artistic activities with a range of people from all over the world. You know who you are. Thank you very much for joining. So this is alizarin crimson mixed with cadmium red that I'm using to just re-establish the line dividing the lips and to give a bit more form to the upper lip. I'm going to just let that merge a bit more there, and I think I'll create a bit more space for the lower lip. So I'm going to lift off with this brush. I had anticipated just doing that eye, but of course when you start it all, you kind of find other things that you're more interested to bring up into detail, or you find things that are calling for more attention, and that's what's happening here. Or maybe you discover what it is that your own body needs. There's a certain kind of a dance involved here, I think. Okay. Baby, the word is on the street. Okay. I'm going to say that these paintings, well, this one here is available in the studio sale, which is kind of ongoing just for another week or so, for people who are watching this video and people who are on the Facebook group. I want to let you know that that painting is available by donation, but the frame costs £250, so that's a reserve. There's a reserve of 250, and you'll have to collect it, or else I can bring it to Ireland if anyone in Ireland wants it, because I'm driving over at the start of June. So there's a big saving to be made in that one in comparison to the gallery wall price. Yeah. Okay, so a bit more of the shadow there. Right, I think I'll come back up now and start doing a little bit more in that area of the eye, and just to kind of indicate the things that I would look out for when I'm painting an eye. I'm going to make another dark colour with the ultramarine blue and the Van Dyke Brown, so that I can make the eye on the right, as I'm looking at her, a little bit more defined in places before heading into the other eye. So finding again the dark of the eyebrow, and that is kind of annoying me a little bit, that, so I'm just going to do that with it. There we are. Dark of the eyebrow, dark into the eye, and then I'm going to move across and find the dark of the eyebrow on the other side. There's an avalanche of paint there earlier when everything fell down. Okay. And standing back regularly allows you to know what needs to happen next. When I stood back there, I recognised that something more clear needed to happen there. And now I'm going to find something in the shadows around the eye here again. Some of the darks. And the outer corner of the eye. The paint is fairly dry there now, so I can make things a bit more clearly. I can find things a bit more clearly. I'll come back with some cerulean blue, because I know Kira's eyes are a beautiful bright blue colour. I'm just going to put that blue in. As I'm waiting on this area drying a wee bit more. Okay, and then one of the other things I recommend doing with the eye is to find the shadow that comes up to meet the upper surface of the lower lid. I'm just going to do that here. The upper surface of the lower lid often is brighter than even the white of the eye. So I'm actually going to inject a touch of cerulean blue into the white of the eye there as well. Okay, and now across the face to the other eye with some more of the Van Dyke brown and ultramarine blue. I'm going to find, oh, that's a different blue, okay. It's kind of a Prussian blue that ended up in my palette somehow. Anyway, it's fine. Just to get a dark colour. Dark brown, dark blue. It'll give me a dark colour that'll work for establishing the dark in the eyebrow again, corner of the eye again, and across, just checking where it would be in relation to the other eye, that dark, where the iris would be located if she's looking straight at us. And there's a kind of a shadow cast by the upper lid onto the iris as far as I can see. So I'm going to put some more of the cerulean blue into that. And just checking the time there. And then I'm going to excavate, if it's dry enough, I'm going to lift out the upper surface of the lower lid on this side. And inject a little bit of cadmium orange in there. Eventually. I don't have an awful lot of time left, I don't think. So I'll just aim to get it reading as an eye. And a tiny bit of colour. So in the area of the eye, I think the colour is a great tool to distinguish one part from the other. So rather than always feeling like you have to work with tone, you can use different colours to tell apart bits. That's where I find the cerulean blue is quite handy in the white of the eye. Maybe put a bit into the... Oh, no, what I want to do is lift this up a little bit. A bit more space there. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, we're all right. Another minute and a half or so. So what am I going to do now? I think the nose needs a bit of definition, seeing as it all kind of bled out there. I'm not sure if it's still a bit too wet for any definition, but I'm going to try anyway. Yeah, so some sort of shadow here running down the side of the nose is going to help. And I just want it to be bleeding out a little bit on this side. And I bring it down to the bow of the lip there as well. Whoa. That's quite a deep, dark edge there. I want to lift that. Kind of like it though. Okay. Yeah, we're nearly at time up now, so I'm going to use this wildcard blue that I found on my palette. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Somebody left that on my palette when they were using it at the Welsh workshop. So I love that blue. Great. And I'm going to show you this close up. So that's what happened. Kind of happy with that. Exciting. Enjoy that. This is Aine Divine signing off. 30 Days of Art with Aine. Have a look at the links below if you want to know more about what I'm up to and workshops and so on. Okay.